I'm ready. Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 57. I had to look down because
You just messed me up.
it's all my fault, whatever. She's just looking for somebody to blame.
Yep.
So I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
And she's trindling.
I'm trindling today.
So, this is, oh god, it's not our last week for prizes, is it? No, we've got
Yes.
one. Oh, is it?
It's our last week for prizes.
Oh god, it's been a long month, y'all.
It's been a long week is what it's been.
We'll get to that later.
Yep.
So last prize drawing for our month-long anniversary celebration. We are recording a day early. We'll get to that again later. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. If you're not interested in prize drawing and stuff, then just skip ahead about 10-ish minutes.
10 minutes. Yep, that's pretty good.
So same routine as before.
How many people do we have? Typically we set this up ahead of
514.
time. 514. Alright, so the first thing is the Morgan. Is it Morgan?
I think it's Morgan.
Morgan pattern by Stephanie Bolt. Random number generator is saying 243.
And that's going to be on page 10.
I don't have that to show y'all, so I'm going to spindle.
Spin, spin down.
Spindle.
Oh god, 243. I have no short-term memory this week. Alright, this is L-I-N Knitter, Link Knitter.
Cool.
And she recommended that the puppy's name be Stash. We got a lot of Stashes.
That's a good name.
We also got a lot of Freds, which I already have a Fred in my household. He's my oldest cat.
Yep.
So thank y'all that recommended that one, but we've already got a Fred in our house.
Alright, next is Sarah Monte's free pattern. Random number says 173.
It's going to be on page 7. So let's go see who number 173 is. Is Madonna Earth.
Yay!
And she recommended Brownie or Dewey. So Madonna Earth, you won a prize from Sarah Monte.
That
free
is
pattern.
Fabulous. Next up is a handmade bag by Farm Wyvern Mama. Random number says
Didn't do anything.
390.
And that's going to be page 16. You want to show the bag?
I will.
And this was one of our viewers sent it in as a prize for other people. 390 is going to be Deneen.
Oh, yay!
And she, let's see, she recommended Wally from the Drabble cartoon. I'll admit I don't know the Drabble cartoon.
And there is
super
the
cute.
bag.
It's lined really
very
well
nice.
too. It's a drawstring flat
I'll
bottom
show
bag.
you the inside. There you go.
So we want to thank
pretty.
Farm Wife and Mama for donating. And congratulations to Deneen. So just PM me your address.
Awesome. Next up is Twisted Fiber Arts Duchess. In 126 is the winner of that. I love this colorway. I was thinking about keeping this for me.
Yeah.
Leslie said
we
I had to
covered that
let
a
it
couple
go.
times, but she still did want to steal it.
It's so pretty.
126 is Chain of Fools, and she recommended keeping it an L name, Lou, Larry, or Lamb.
Cute.
I'll actually tell y'all what his name is after we finish drawing prizes.
Next up is Malabriga Worsted in a fall colorway lot. 356.
That was page 15.
I feel like we had something close to that already.
We had a 390.
390.
I can remember numbers, and that's like it.
I can't remember anything. My short-term memory is shot.
356 is Jen 980, and she recommended Cocoa.
Cool. Alright, next up, Diabolical. 100% cotton purple fingering. 297.
That's page 12. Let's see who the winner is for Diabolical.
By the way, words just flashed up on the camera, but I couldn't read them. They went too fast.
Oh. Okay, well it's plugged in, so hopefully...
We'll see how it goes.
Whatever. And that's... Oh my goodness. What do you think that is?
Lyubluvizasat. I know letters.
She recommended the name Toby. I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to pronounce what your name is.
And you're winning. That, it's so pretty.
It is very
I love
pretty.
it. Alright, next up is the Numma Numma Doppio. 312.
That's going to be on page 13. Click. 312 is...
And that is this gorgeousness.
True Love.
That is so ironic because True Love is in the Numma Numma group. and post there quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yay, True
We
Love.
want some Doppio.
That's so funny.
All right. Do we have more?
Shea Cat markers in the spotted purple lot. Hold on, I'm pushing the button.
Well,
267.
I gotta find this while you're doing that. 267.
We're both in moods today, by the way.
It's
We've lost the groove.
Dieborl, Dieborl, and she recommended Charlie.
That is very cool.
And what was her prize?
It was the Shea Cat
the
purple
markers.
markers. They're not in the little bag you gave
They're
me.
down there somewhere. They're tiny.
Oh, they're there. I see them. They're those. Yay! I'll throw my hand up behind them so y'all can see them a little
I'm
bit
pushing
better.
your button.
Okay. Push my buttons, yo.
Oh God, you got a text. I don't know how to work her phone. 38.
38.
All right, that's
That's for a
page
Seashore
2.
Sharon box bag. My phone hates you.
It really does. It mocks me because I don't own it's a box bag.
It's a
awesome.
box bag. It's very cool. I have something in one of these right now, actually.
And that's Celeste M. And she recommended the name Saxon.
Yay!
I like Saxon.
I like Celeste a whole lot. Alright, next is Wool Maza in the Zenzi colorway, and it goes to 17. Someone commented that they wanted low numbers this week, and I believe you got them.
And this is Owlcat Mom. And she recommends the name Buddy.
So Cat Mom, that is going to you. Alright, some Patty Waters patterns.
We have 3 more of hers.
Three
and we want
more,
to
and
do a
these
special
are the
thank you to
last
Patty, 'cause
3.
she's
Oh
given
yeah,
us 12 prizes to
that's
give out.
amazing. So the first one goes to 407.
Oh goodness, that's page 17. My fat fingers are working against me. What number? 407.
407. I just spilled everything on the floor, y'all.
That is for the letter R, Lean. And let's see, she says Spud from Susan B. Anderson's Spud and Chloe.
Oh, that's super cute.
That's a really cute idea.
Another pattern, 151.
That's page 7.
I went to grab my trindle and it got hooked. We use a spiral ring notebook, and it got hooked to the spiral ring and made everything
like
fall.
I don't know that we use. Okay. This is Knit Mom 68, and she recommends the name Chester.
That is a cute name.
It is. She's got a cute picture.
And then 255 is the last prize.
That's page 11.
And my job here is done. So my phone can go off in its little home.
255. That is Roe in Georgia. We met her at Stitches.
Yes, we did. Yay!
And she recommends Kipper or maybe Winder. So she's got the most adorable picture.
She's got a bunny in a hat.
Yeah, let me see.
Is it in a hat or a socker?
It's in
a
a
hat.
hat.
It's so cute.
Oh, I'm plugged in. Hold on.
Everybody's plugged in.
A little
today.
bunny in a hat. It's cute.
It's adorable, and we met her at Stitches.
Yep,
That's
we sure
super
did.
fun.
So congratulations to Roe.
Yay!
And now I can put this thing away.
And
So
I already threw my phone back there. That's why it's in one of those mega protective OtterBoxes
big
cases.
ugly cases, but
Because I throw stuff.
all right. So do you want me to go first with?
I can go first. That's
Okay.
fine. So, what's on my needles? We had some severe weather this week, so I cast on something new to keep me busy while I sat in my closet and hoped that a tornado would not take me away. So the first thing is something brand new. It is the Trail Jacket by Hannah Fettig. Let me pull it out. I was going through my stash the other day, and I found 2 skeins.
And you got lost. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got 2 skeins out of Cascade Eco Wool. Ecological Wool, I'm sorry. Because if you type in Eco Wool, nothing comes up. I tried this the other day, and I was like, why won't you work? It is the Trail Jacket is a top-down jacket. It's so far along, y'all can see so much. But it's just at the point where I'm going to divide for the sleeves. So I have to knit across this row and divide for the sleeves, and this is the top.
And that's more of a jacket than a cardigan. And you said jacket, but I just for clarification, it's kind of a.
Let me see if I can find a picture.
Sleeves, yeah.
That's probably a good picture.
I'm
I
curious
print in
as to
black
how
and
it will
white,
come out.
so it's gonna be interesting. I've already messed it up because I thought it said for the size I'm doing, work a buttonhole every 12 rows, and it's work a buttonhole every 20 rows. So I'm gonna have a couple more buttonholes, but that'll be fine.
Just roll with it.
Buy more buttons. That's fine. We'll work with it. So I've been working on that. That actually was. I have like big project week because everything I worked on is like ginormous projects. And going along with that theme, I have ginormous project bags. So this is the bag that I got from
Erin Lane. Which I checked her shop before we started recording. There is nothing in it yet. She's working very hard to get stuff in it, but it's just not there yet.
Yep. So there's that bag, and it fits a skein of ecological wool and size 10.5 needles. They're huge. It's kind of nice, though, to work on big things. The other big thing that I worked on is on size 8 needles, but it is the second sleeve of my Washington Square. So this was the first sleeve. And Sunday night I finished something up, and I was on the virtual knit night, and I asked everyone what I should work on, if I should cast on something new, or actually I don't think I asked them if I should cast on something new, what project I should work on of the 50 million projects that are lurking.
That they know about.
That they know about, because there's more. And I don't show them. I told them I wouldn't show them the stash or the project. And I did show them the project the one night. But anyway, I started working on the second sleeve. And I'm around 5 inches away from being done with it. So I might finish that up tonight. And
then you join it to the body.
And then I'm going to add a couple inches to my body, because I kind of played with it. And I added some inches already, but I think I want it longer. But anyway, I believe these are on size 8s. Or 9s, or something in there.
Whatever.
You'll be able to see on my notes. I'll put it in the show notes. But it's interesting because this was a brand new skein, and that's how much I have left. This is the New Zealand yarn. So I have 2 more skeins. I have most of the body done, almost both of the sleeves done, and then I have like 2 more skeins of it. So that should be fun. Because the body's knit, not in the round, but in one piece going up. And that's in a project bag my mommy made me. And it's got la 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 across it. That was my Christmas present bag. And then the other big project that I worked on this week, and Leslie told me it wasn't even worth getting out to show y'all because...
I tried to spare you. Sorry.
It really hasn't grown that much, but I got
it has grown. It's a significant number of stitches. It's just hard for you, the viewer, to tell.
4 or 5 rows done on the pie shawl. And I actually moved it to signature needles, so I'll get those in a second. So that's the middle panel, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I've got 2 full repeats of the 4th done. And then I started the 3rd, and I'm around halfway through the 3rd. So that's what it looks like, the 3rd segment. And there's my nice pointy signature needles, which are making it go much faster. What else makes it go faster? Not getting it caught on the trindle. Tee-hee-hee. And then last but not least, and that's in an owl wedge petal loop, I have my 3-use twisted in fiber saltwater taffy. Y'all saw the first one last week. There's the afterthought heel, and then the second one is right here, and the afterthought heel is that brownish black line that got put in. And I'm loving the way it's striping. It's very, very pretty. And I was kind of hoping to finish these before this week. We recorded, but we're recording a day early, so there was no way. And that's in a bag that Sharon made me almost a year ago, I think.
Has it been that long?
Mm-hmm. It was summer of last year. So, yay! That's all my works in progress that got worked on this week. So there.
So there. So definitive. You just dropped your wool tape.
I know. I never turned off the fan. That was my responsibility, and I totally forgot.
Whatever. I think it'll be fine. But if it's not, blame it on Laura.
Well, that's also what's blowing the fiber around.
So I have more than one work in progress this week. So
you do.
My first one is the same one that I've had the past couple weeks.
I love this.
This is the Hitchhiker. So I've got about 30-something points on it. It's getting pretty large. I did not use the recommended needle size. I actually went down, so it's denser. I'm on size 4, which is 3.5, I think. 3.5 millimeters. Let me look. Yeah, so this is a 3.5 millimeter needle. I don't know if I'm going to stop at the 42 points or if I'm just going to keep going until I run out of yarn. It'll probably be, at what point do I just get sick of garter stitch? It's an enjoyable knit. The yarn is great. It's Wool Miza and Colton Polar in the fluffy base.
Oh, you have a lot of yarn left.
Yeah, I know. that's where I'm like, I'm not certain whether I'm going to run out of, use the whole ball. But we'll see. So
how
yeah,
many rows do you have left? You have 42 points to do, and you said you're on how many points?
30 something, like 33, and then there's 8 rows for every point. So let's say that's 10. That's 80 more rows plus the bind off row, or a few rows before bind off. I don't know. I haven't read that far in the pattern. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know that it'll be. I may have tons of time and may be able to finish it by next week, but we'll see.
That might be okay.
So my little baby sister is 26, and she's having a little boy. This is her second child, and his name is going to be Anton. He's not born yet, but he'll be born mid-May. So I thought, well, I should probably get on knitting him a little sweater or something, because I've put it off for months and months.
Mm-hmm.
So I started this sweater out of Cascade 220 in just a brown, nothing fancy. And I've abandoned this project for 2 reasons. One is that without realizing it, I actually am knitting it in 220 and not 220 superwash, and I don't want to be the jerk that gives a new mom a non-superwash sweater. Just because I feel like you should make things as easy as possible for a new mother. And the second reason is that the sweater and I aren't really getting along. It's called the Rune sweater, and it's in my queue. It's a baby sweater, and it's cabled, and it's very pretty. I don't know whether you'll be able to see how cabled it is because it's so dark.
That's another issue, is it's so dark that you really can't see the cable details.
And it's, I don't know, the pattern isn't working with me, so I'm going to rip it out, but I wanted to show y'all. I did knit a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I definitely
No, you're not. At least you got me with the nails
and not the
not the ring. She cut the bejesus out of me one day with her ring.
She was talking shit. No, I'm kidding.
Flashing that diamond at me.
But anyway, it's not working. I got it where I was about to take the armholes, you know, take the arms on waist yarn. It wasn't working. So this is abandoned. And instead,
Soon to be ripped out, I'm sure.
Yeah, it will be ripped out. My local yarn shop was having a buy 3 get 1 free sale, and who can say no to that?
I did. I was so good. I resisted.
Congratulations.
I know.
But I did not. I was having a crummy day. Again, we'll get into that later. But I got some Malabrigo Superwash. I've never knit with a Malabrigo worsted, so I thought, I'll do that. So I got this, let me see what the color was.
So you got some Rios?
I got some Malabrigo Superwash, Pure Merino Superwash, 210 yards.
Teal.
Teal Feather, it says. This is the color.
It's very pretty.
So I thought it was manly enough.
If you were not, I have some of that at my house.
And I'm knitting a sweater called Mossy. Sort of. I knit it up to the point where you divide for the armholes, and then I just kind of made up my own thing. Because it had a sort of a zigzag pattern on it, and I didn't want to have to count stitches, because that's the kind of week I'm having. So this is what it looks like.
Oh, you've gone that really far since yesterday.
Yeah, I just started it last night when Laura was here. And it had zigzags on the front. I wasn't really digging that, so what I did was I put a little bit of a cable detail here in the side.
Oh, cool.
It's not much. It's just a little bit, so it's not totally plain, and I put that on each side. So right now it's ready for me to do the moss stitch edging, 5 or 6 rows of moss stitch so it doesn't curl. So I'll do that later on this evening.
And then you're done,
well,
right?
I gotta do some
you
sleeves.
sleeves, but still.
And I may put that same cable detail on the end of the sleeves. We'll see.
You should try to finish that today so that you can start something new for the Harry Potter cup tomorrow.
Yeah. But anyway, and I have to add buttons to it. But I really am enjoying knitting with the Malabrigo. I think I'm probably the last person on the planet that hasn't knit with the worsted. But I'm enjoying it.
You've knit with the worsted before, just not the Rios, right? The
I've knit with, no, I've only ever
Really?
knit with the fingering weight. And I did that for a windy shawlette, the seaside shawlette.
That's
But
interesting.
I'm enjoying it a lot.
realize
It's
that.
actually, it's really cute. And it went really quickly. Who knew? Tiny clothes went quicker than big people clothes.
I hear that with my sweaters.
And
I'm
these
like,
are
geez,
on-
if I was skinnier, this would be going faster.
These are on my size 9 US. I have no idea what the metric conversion is. I'm sorry. I think it's 5.5 millimeters. Knit picks interchangeables. So, and they work just as well. I mean, well, I like them. They're metal. They work for me. I am totally running on my sentences. I'm sorry. And it's going to be the Laura show for a little while now because I've got no FOs.
I'm spinning.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. I kind of skipped FOs there. I was ready to go.
Nope.
I have FOs. I have 2 FOs, actually.
You say that so sadly, like it's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's an awesome thing, because now that I've shown you these socks, I can wear them, which makes me very happy.
Have
Where
you
did I
photographed
put
them yet?
No. That would involve having a day that's not super awful outside. The weather's getting me down, I'm sorry to say, but it is. Okay, so the Nama Nama socks are done. I finished those right after we recorded on Sunday, pretty much. I got into a virtual knit night and finished them there. I did just plain knit 3 purl 1 on the foot because no one's going to see it anyway, probably. So those are done. I've really, really enjoyed knitting with this yarn. It is her usual base in Lunch with the Knit Girls. And the sock pattern is available now. It's called Famous Feet.
That makes me laugh.
I know, it makes me laugh too.
Because we were joking when she wanted to take the picture of our feet before we left that evening for her pattern, and she said, you know, come over here, and you know, we sat on the stairs. Now I made a joke about how I'm gonna have famous feet, and it just makes me laugh.
And that's what the stitch pattern looks like stretched out. It's a slip stitch pattern. It's very nice. So I will photograph these this week, hopefully, when weather pending, and be able to wear them. I was hoping, I was looking for brown socks the other day, and I almost put these on, and I was like, no, I should block them and photograph them first. All ends woven in, just not blocked. Now the other thing is blocked. My local yarn shop was having a sample at night. Thank you. And what they did was Classic Elite offers for yarn shops the ability to sample. They send little sample skeins of a whole bunch of their yarns, and they can provide that for customers. There's a small cost on the shop's behalf, but they can, that's why they charge typically. They can do a yarn tasting or a yarn sampling for their customers. So they asked me to design a pattern using the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different skeins of yarn that they were going to have at the yarn tasting. So I did a little color work cowl, and it starts at the bottom with like Woodlands, then there's Liberty Wool, then there's Chesapeake, then there's Allegra, and then there's the lace weight, the silky lace doubles.
I would have never come up with something like that.
Really?
You did a really good job.
Well, thank you. It's going to be a free pattern on Ravelry, hopefully this weekend. I'm babysitting Kobe tomorrow, so I might get it up while I'm over here. If Michael gives me the password to get on the internet. I think I have it saved to my computer. Probably. But that'll be up. It's just basically 25 yards of different worsted weight.
It'd be an excellent thing for winter to use up all your sock scraps.
Oh yeah. I'm planning on, well,
that's
not necessarily. Cute. You can make it bigger to use sock scraps. It's over 80 stitches. I can't believe I just remembered that. It's been like 3 weeks since I worked on this. This was one of the secret projects in April. But, like, worsted weight, like, I have a bunch of Rios left over from that big baby blanket I did, and I'm going to do one out of that, I think, too. Because it's a good way to use up little, you know, 25 yards. That's not a whole lot. It'd be perfect for hand spun, too. I'd love to see one done out of hand spun. And I love the Liberty Wool. That was my favorite yarn. And the lace was really nice, too. The lace is held doubled, which is why it's so much shorter than the rest of it. The Chesapeake was nice, too. It was nice for me to be able to work with different fibers as well, because those were yarns that I had not worked with before. So that was pretty awesome.
So 2 FOs this week. Impressive.
2 FOs. Well, all the secret knitting is going to be able to be shown pretty soon. So that'll give me the ability.
I've seen one of the secret knitting things, and it is beautiful. I actually got to wear it one day.
Oh, I've forgotten about that.
Yep.
So I'm saying a lot today. Nah. The secret knitting you'll be able to see starting soon.
So talk about your
trindle.
trindle.
I'll have FOs. So spinning, this is my trindle. I'll stop it. I think I got the rosewood shaft. I'm not quite certain.
And then you can pick
different weights of the arms, and how much or little they weigh is how much or little
the whole spindle.
Your whole spindle's going to weigh, and that's going to influence
thickness.
Yep, the thickness of your finished product. So I've spun this little bit of fiber that Gail of Gail's Art gave me when I purchased my trindle from her. If you're at a show and she's there, she does carry the trindles there. Otherwise, you can order them from Trindle Man on Etsy. The coolest thing about this is that the arms are removable. You pull from the carbon fiber arms, and so you can trade them out. So you can go as bling or non-bling as you want. But also, you can trade out the weight. So what I'm spinning now, I think these are kind of medium weight. I'll have to weigh them on my scale to see how much they actually weigh and how much my spindle weighs. But I could trade these out with a lighter weight and do thinner yarn or thicker weight maybe for plying. And you can see how much I've spun. And they go into the little neoprene ball, so there's no glue, there's no a little bit of twisting, but that's all that's involved. And Gail also gave me a cute little case. Just a little like dollar store Tupperware container, but they fit them all in there. Trindle Man suggests that when you're not using your spindle, you take the arms out. And these things are guaranteed for life. So if you break it, even if it's your fault, like you sit on it, you send it back to him and he'll either repair it or send you a new one.
After you've gotten stitches from sitting on a trindle, then you can send it back.
Yeah. So what else is in my little bag? Because I have my little owl bag. That's where my trindle is staying. My large wedge
Okay.
owl bag. There's my arms again. I got some lovely fiber from Sadie Bruin.
Of the Yarnivore.
Of Yarnivore podcast. She sent it to me along with tons of Kindle eggs and Cadbury eggs for my birthday. So this is what I'm going to trindle on next. Because all I have left of this is this. And my foot's on it. And that. And then I'm just going to ply this up. I have no idea what even this fiber is. It's very nice and soft though. I need to ask Gail.
See that stuff that I've got.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, it is.
That's what that is.
That's pretty. So she gave me the little butterfly bag too. So I'm just going to stick it back in its little home and put it away for now. And start knitting on my socks, I think. But that's what I've been spinning. I have some abstract fiber arts in the Gaston colorway that I'm going to spin for my LYS owner. She's asked me to spin some of that up for her, so I'm going to spin that up, and that's what's going on the wheel next. And I'm thinking about doing an owl for the HP House Cup group, so we can kind of segue into that. So Leslie and I... Do what?
You have a book review.
I do.
I don't care about being in order. I don't care about being in order.
Okay. We won't care about being in order
Okay.
today. How about that? We can be all over the place. We can be random even. It's going to be a Saturday. That's all I have to say. So, Leslie and I are both in the Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup, which is abbreviated HPKCHC.
Say that 3 times fast.
I can't even remember it. We had to write it down. And it's a group on Ravelry.
So let's preface this by saying, unfortunately, the sign-ups are done for this term. You can play along as a not quite first year. They call it a Nick fee. And essentially, you're just playing along, but you don't earn points for your house yet. You can
earn badges and
like
stuff.
In the summertime sometime. I don't remember.
It's anyway. A 3-month thing.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So the basic premise is everyone gets sorted into houses.
I'm Hufflepuff.
And I'm Gryffindor. We're on opposite, opposing
but I'm with
houses.
Simply Me 52, so I feel like my odds are good.
I'm with lots of cool people that I've been chatting with all day long. Times suck. Anyway, so every month you have to complete at least one project that fits into
whatever the assignment is.
And so there are 8 different assignments that get posted, and you have to do at least one of those, and you earn points for your house by doing so. And whoever has the most points by the end of the 3-month period wins the House Cup. And you can earn more points by doing owls, which if you're familiar with the Harry Potter books, you'll get that. If not,
it's like a big test.
Yep. And I'm thinking about doing it's arithmancy. Okay.
That one.
Owl
Y'all
and
know
spinning, which they ask you to spin 4 ounces of a 2-ply yarn, 4 ounces of a 3-ply yarn, 4 ounces of a 4-ply yarn, and then 4 ounces of cabled yarn. So I'm contemplating that right now. I have to kind of make up my mind in the next 2 days. The classes will open tomorrow, and I'll kind of get a better idea of what we've gotten ourselves into. But I can't see it being a problem. A lot of people knit what they want and then just kind of fit it into an assignment. They're creative with their language, and their explanation. So I'll go back to the book review now.
Okay. I'm just knitting, so.
I brought over the Super Stitches Knitting Stitchionary. I had seen it reviewed favorably in, there's a knitting book group on Ravelry. And I'm always looking for new Stitchionaries when I'm designing. So I picked it up, and I was happily surprised because, okay, I base a book by its cover. And this cover has an interesting assortment of novelty yarns. Some novelty, some non-yarns. Novelty yarns, so I was a little bit concerned. But it is really, really interesting the way that they do it. The first section would be perfect for beginners. It has the basic stitches of knitting, like how to cast on. It's got 4 different cast-ons, how to bind off, how to add beads or sequins, how to purl, how to knit, all that kind of stuff. Correcting mistakes, very cool. And the rest of it is a Stitchionary. The way they do it and the way they photograph it is really clever. So everything's got a blue background, and sometimes it'll just be separate needles with separate stitches on it, separate patterns, and then sometimes they'll throw them together, which I really like because it's interesting to see how those stitches work together. And they're all fairly light colored yarns, which is fabulous.
Yeah, they paid attention to how well things would photograph and really made the effort.
Now, most of these are written out instructions, so if you're a chart person, this is not going to be a book that you're going to really care for. Besides putting them together vertically, they also put them together, or I'm sorry, horizontally, they also put them together vertically. This one's a little bit darker, but you can still clearly see, if you have the book in person, what it looks like. All sorts of different stitches, cables, bobbles, slip stitches, knit and purl combos, laces, and then it gets into different stitches like the loop stitch. And when it gets into a real special stitch, it shows you with very clear instructions how to do it. And pictures, we like pictures. Now when you get to the Fair Isle section, there are charts. The only downside, I think, of the Fair Isle section is sometimes the colors that they chose. See, it's coming up better on camera than I think it does in real life. Real person.
It's Saturday.
Got to sleep in this morning. They're a little bit muddled. I think they could have used some clearer color choices. But overall, love the book. Give it 2 thumbs up. It is by Karen Hemingway. Watson Guptill is the publisher. And if you're looking for a new Stitchionary book to add to your library, this might be one you want to consider. It retails at $19.95 US, $24.95 Canadian. And it's fairly compact. It fits into a knitting bag pretty well.
Just to reiterate what Laura said earlier, if you kind of glazed over that part, it doesn't do charts for the most part. So you would have to create your own chart if you wanted to do that. It's not a difficult process, but just you're forewarned.
Yep, the only thing that's charted in it is the Fair Isle, and the Fair Isle is charted with no written directions.
They really went whole hog one way or the other, didn't they?
Yeah. There is no combinations, one or the other. There can be only one.
This one is mine.
Alright, we've talked about the HP House Cup. Leslie and I went out to dinner last night and had a delicious dinner, followed by a delicious dessert. So if you're in the Memphis area, we went to Gracie Blue Yogurt, which I had never been to before, and I had never even thought of this concept
brand
before.
New. My friend Keith from work was talking about it, and okay, Keith is the weirdest person I know. He doesn't like pizza, and he doesn't like ice cream, and he doesn't like Cheerios. He's just kind of a weird guy. And he came up to us last week and was talking about this awesome new ice cream place. And I said, Keith, I didn't think you liked ice cream. He said, oh, but this place is different. You make it yourself, and it's like all these soft serve machines, but they're really
yogurt.
cool flavors. Yeah, they are.
We had cake batter.
Yeah, it was
cake batter.
Birthday cake flavor. Oh, it was so good.
It was good.
But they had like chocolate mousse and all these other things, and then it's like a serve yourself, every topping you could imagine, including a ton of fresh fruit, strawberries, kiwis, peaches,
maraschino cherries, which are between the two of us, I think we took all of them.
Yeah, but they even had some breakfast cereal like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and some other sweet cereals, and you know, my son of course had a blast and put Skittles and all kinds of crazy stuff in his. But it was.
They have hot fudge and stuff that you can put over it at the end.
And the way that it works is, you know, they give you a cup and then you just go crazy and you just pay for how much it weighs. I don't know.
It's like 50 cents an ounce.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
I think between the three of us it was around $10. But really, that's awesome because I loaded mine up with fresh fruit and some whipped cream, of course.
Whipped cream's not that bad for you.
Okay. But anyway,
How about reduced fat whipped cream's not bad for you? I don't think it was reduced fat though.
But it was very good, and the place was decorated really modern.
We're thinking about doing it at night there because they're open till 10 o'clock every night, and I'm thinking like a Monday or Tuesday they're not going to be that busy.
What do knitters like more than sweets? I mean, really. So.
And we'll burn our 90 calories an hour knitting.
Yeah. Okay. So that was last night. We went to do that. Let's see. So we'll talk about the kind of bummer for me for this week, and then we'll end on happy things.
We'll talk about the weather. How about that?
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So this week, Mississippi, Alabama,
Arkansas,
all got
parts of Georgia,
and New York. I think even New York. That's amazing to me. Got hit by tornadoes. We were very, very fortunate. The tornadoes went just south of us and north of us when they hit. So we're all okay. We hope all of your loved ones and people that you know are okay as well. But along with tornadoes comes rain.
Yes.
A lot of rain.
Yeah, and before and after, as well as all of the precipitation that occurred anywhere near the Mississippi River, which happens to be a really large river and goes throughout the whole country from south
and the Ohio goes into basically all the wetness in North America.
Spells disaster for us. So I work at a casino, and I work at with a company who owns 3 casinos in the area that I work. And because of the state regulations in the area that we are, our casinos still have to be on a boat, right? So the casino part of our buildings have to float. They have to be on either a natural river or a man-made moat. So one of our casinos is on a natural river, and the other 2 that are about 5 miles down the road are on man-made moats. And they're only built to go up and down a certain amount. At this point,
they're not like a water ride. There's no log flume that the casino can go down.
And I mean, at this point, I kind of have to laugh or I'll cry. But so one of them should be okay with the river is going to rise like 10 plus feet from where it is now.
And it's already around 30 feet over where it's normally at this point.
It's a little bit, it's the worst case scenario, really. So one of the casinos should be fine. We have the ability to disconnect it from the land and allow it to float in whatever manner it needs to, although the fiber optic data cables may be totally lost, and we may have to hire a scuba diver to go down there and fusion splice it. It's
in the
ridiculous.
Middle of a flood.
Yeah, it's insane. But the other 2 that are on man-made moats may or may not fare as well. We're shelling out a ton of money to have these people come in and build a 3-foot water wall around, I mean, like digging pylons into the ground. Really, it's crazy. You have to laugh or you'll cry at this point. We're counting ourselves lucky because we were given advance notice
that they're being shut down.
Yeah, the Gaming Commission in our area requires that once it gets to a certain level for safety reasons, it be shut down, which is a totally reasonable thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're the last ones in our area, the last properties in our area that are going to close because of our proximity to the river. But that's happening Sunday and Monday, and I work in IT, which means we're the last ones because everybody else has to go, and then we have to do backups and power down systems and physically move servers from one location to another. And with 3 properties,
I kind of see you at like SWAT team.
we have
here.
a lot of, I mean, really, I wasn't prepared for it. And when they told us we're going to be closed at least 3 weeks, probably closer to 6 weeks. Now we are very lucky. Our company has insurance and we get paid for that time, but
not everyone's as lucky.
Yeah, not everyone is. There are casinos
and the area of Tunica has a history of not being very financially sound, and a lot of the farms that are in the area have already flooded.
Yeah, so we've already got FEMA and MEMO, which is the Mississippi one. Anyway, it's a crazy situation, and I'm going to be working tomorrow, which is Sunday, as well as really most of the day Monday.
It's never flooded this bad before.
It's not since 1939, and at that point, it's going to get worse than it was in 39. So, like I said, we're lucky enough that we have advance notice. Everybody can get off safely. No one's going to lose a life, but it is going to cause a lot of damage. We can already know that. It's just how much, and it causes a lot of extra work on the IT side. Both Mr. Awesome and I work at the same place, so we're both working a lot in the next few days, and then we may have 6 weeks off. We don't know. Again, laughter so I don't cry.
My kids on the way, some of them, by the way, took half days on Friday so they could go use their casino comps. Like, they had, like, their parents had casino comps for the buffets and stuff. That would go bad over like a 6-week period, so they were all going down there one last meal at the casinos. But so it was pretty funny.
And this actually kind of is a bad thing because, well, it's kind of a bad thing. It's interfering with my trip for Estes this June, because we'll probably be reopening during the time that I had planned to go to Yellowstone and Estes, so that's all off at this point. But luckily we did book with Southwest, so we can make changes and there's no penalties there. We'll just have to figure something else out, but I won't be going to Estes this year as a result, and not trying to bring the podcast down, so we're going to pep up on something else. But that explains why we're recording a day early. I wanted to go ahead and get this out because there was no chance I'd be able to do this again anytime until like Wednesday. So show your awesome yarn.
I have pretty yarn. I special ordered some Canon hand dyes a couple weeks ago, and it's the Amy Lee Show is what she is on Etsy, and I brought it to show y'all because this is what I'm casting on next. She names all her yarn after different quotes from literature. So this one is "The bright day is done and we are for the night," and it's called "For the Night," and it's Anthony. That's a quote from Antony and Cleopatra, which is of course a Shakespeare play. And it is her Arthur base, which is 80% BFL and 20% nylon, 395 yards, and it's black and blue and pretty. And so this is what I'm casting on next. I wanted to show you all that. I meant to talk about that in Works in Progress and totally forgot.
Would you say that's blue or purple?
I think it's a purplish blue. How about that?
Like, sometimes I truly worry if I'm colorblind because people describe something some way and I'm like, oh my god, I don't think that's that color.
I think it's blue.
But I would go almost
like I
more purple.
need more blue and black yarn. Someone on Clark was talking about how they don't have blue socks, and I was like, I have a ton of blue and green socks and no red socks whatsoever. Or brown socks. I'm finally getting some brown in my wardrobe, but
I have mostly jewel tones.
Yep. This will be the next thing, and it's squishy, and I like it, so that makes me happy. And her thing's a bird shooting off a cannon, which makes me giggle.
Whatever.
It's so silly. Your puppy has a name.
My puppy has a name.
I refuse to call him that. But
so what I did was everything that y'all had suggested up to like Thursday. I had made a list of them so that I wouldn't read the same one over and over because my son is the one that's going to pick the name. It's his puppy, really. That's what I tell myself when I make him get up to take him out. But really, that puppy sleeps with me. And anyway, so I read him the list of all the names, and the one that he liked the best, that everybody in the house liked, was Neelix. And Neelix was a suggestion by Karen from Round the Twist, funny enough. And Neelix is a character in Star Trek Voyager, and he's a Talaxian, and he's very friendly and knowledgeable, and he's a chef and cooks weird things. And I sent my friend Jackie of the Kippin' It Real podcast an image. You can go to Google Images and Google Neelix, Neelix, and you'll see what he looks like. But anyway, he's a little scary looking, but he's a cool guy. And our camera's flashing at us. I think it means it's almost out of battery or something, so I think we'll probably wrap this up.
Yeah, we're almost done anyways. That was the last thing.
So
anyway, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Plurk, Ravelry, our website, The Knit Girls with 3 L's.
And iTunes, if you haven't already left a star rating or review and you have the time and desire, please feel free to do so.
Well, we'll see y'all later.
We'll see you again in a week.
I hope y'all have a good week.
We'll see you then.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.